Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I, Dr. Muhammad Akram, Department of Eastern Medicine, Government College University, Faisalabad. Sampling techniques. Important statistical terms. Population is set which includes all measurements of interest to the researchers. The collections of all responses, measurements or counts that are of interest. Sample क्या होता है? Is subset of the population. Target populations, the population to be studied to which the investigator wants to generalize his results. Sampling unit, smallest unit from which sample can be selected. Sampling frame, list of all the sampling units from which sample is drawn. Sampling क्या होती है? A sample is a smaller but hopefully representative collection of units from a population used to determine truth about that population. Why sample? Resources, time, money, and workload. Gives results with known accuracy that can be calculated mathematically. The sampling frame is the list from which the potential respondents are drawn. Registrar office, class rosters must assess sampling frame errors. Sampling. What is your population of interest? To whom do you want to generalize your results? All doctors, school children, Indian, woman aged 15 to 45 years, others. Can you sample the entire population? Reason for sampling. Sampling can save money. Sampling can save time. For given resources, sampling can broaden the scope of the data set. Because the research process is sometimes destructive, sample can save product. If accessing the population is impossible, sampling is the only option. Reason for taking a census. Eliminate the possibility that a random sample is not representative of the population. The person authorizing the study is uncomfortable with the sample information. Random and not non-random sampling. Random sampling. Every unit of the population has the same probability of being included in the sample. A chance mechanism is used in the selection process. Eliminates bias in the selection process, also known as probability sampling. Non-random sampling. Every unit of the population does not have the same probability of being included in the samples. Open the selection bias. Not appropriate data collection methods for most statistical methods, also known as non-probability sampling. Random sampling techniques: simple random sample, stratified random samples, systemic random samples, cluster or area sampling. Simple random sampling. Number each frame unit from 1 to n. Use a random samples table or a random number generator to select n distinct numbers between 1 and n capital inclusively. Easier to perform for small populations, cumbersome for large populations. Simple random sampling, random sample number table 99437879161, like this. Simple random sampling. Systemic sampling, convenient K over uh, capital N over K is equal to N capital over small n, where small n is the sample size, capital N is equal to population size, K is equal to size of selection interval. Systemic sampling, convenient and relatively easy to administer. Population elements are an ordered sequence, at least conceptually. The first sample element is selected randomly from the first K population's elements. Thereafter, sample elements are selected at a constant interval K from the ordered sequence frame. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.